I would actually implement something that I call a metabolic reset with bone broth. And so that is, looking at doing a bone broth fast essentially, maybe some protein added depending on how compromised their gut is. But 24, 48, 60 hours bone broth fast where they're consuming bone broth and electrolytes and really giving their gut a break from overall digestion. That can be an incredible tool for gut healing. Someone can do that weekly, someone can do that monthly. You don't have to buy fancy supplements to do that. You can make your own bone broth. So I like to do a lot of those types of strategies where they're not reliant on, yeah, certainly BPC is fancy and effective. And I could name a whole long list of gut health supplements that are great for gut healing. But, that it's rich in collagen, you've got minerals, you've got nutrients, you've got very, very soothing properties for gut health and for leaky gut. I would say that given all the other foundational pieces in place, that's something that almost anyone can do, provided they have access to bone broth.
Can I ask a question? This is a focus group of one selfish question with the hopes that there's a few hundred, possibly thousands that are listening with a similar thought process. I'm a big fan of bone broth. I absolutely love it. But I have quite a sensitive stomach, and if I consume too much bone broth, it actually does the reverse for me. My stomach starts to swell, I get bloated, I don't feel that good. Is that a common, or is that a consideration for some individuals if they were doing something like a metabolic reset with bone broth, but their body's not quite taking to it? Is it a case of pushing through it until you're getting that healing through the gut lining by consuming it, or is it a case of scaling back and having like a hybrid metabolic reset with something else? Or what would be the protocol for that if there was somebody listening who's in a similar position?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So I would go with a hybrid protocol. So I would not have them push through. So anytime I make a recommendation for someone, even if it's more general, if they're miserable and if it's causing more symptoms, while it could be a detox or it could be a die-off reaction, I actually don't want their symptoms to get worse for a long period of time before they get better. So someone could evaluate individually if they did want to push through and see what happens, of course. But with that being said, I would go with a hybrid where maybe they have one meal a day that's bone broth with added meat. And then the other meal or the other two meals is a very light, not very many spices, something that's super easy on digestion. Perhaps they tolerate eggs, so maybe scrambled eggs, something like that, since the whole goal is to give the gut a break. I'm not saying to live off of bone broth and scrambled eggs forever because I personally I'd be really hungry if that was the case. So I think to answer your question, it's a hybrid and then looking at, getting further into like, okay, so why am I reacting to bone broth? Is it a histamine response? Is it something else that's still going on in the gut? Maybe it is partially just needing to heal the gut longer and so on and so forth.